Playing hard to get is a common dating tactic that some women use to test a man's interest, and sometimes even for fun. This game can be incredibly frustrating for the average guy, leading to confusion and a loss of confidence. They might ramp up their efforts, chase harder, or try to impress her even more. They just walked right into her trap, not knowing what else to do. However, for Sigma men, things are a bit different. They don't play by the same rules, which certainly leaves many women confused and can even change the outcome of the entire game. So what happens when she's playing hard to get with a Sigma man? Here are 6 reactions you never see with the average guy. Number 1. He doesn't take the bait, which might drive her wild. When a woman plays hard to get, most guys walk straight into her trap. They double down, try harder, send more texts, call more often, and basically turn into a non-stop attention machine. It's like they're chasing a ghost, and the more elusive she becomes, the harder they try. They get so wrapped up in the game that they lose their cool, making it all too easy for her to keep the upper hand. Their frustration increases, and so does their determination, sometimes to the point of obsession. But here's how a Sigma man flips the script. Unlike the average guy, controlling a Sigma man isn't just difficult, it's nearly impossible. He isn't wired to follow the traditional dating playbook, especially when he knows she is just playing games. If a girl thinks acting distant will pull them closer, she'll be waiting a long time. When she starts being elusive, instead of chasing, the Sigma man leans back and observes. He doesn't take the bait, doesn't fall into the trap. In fact, his reaction is so different that it might drive her wild. These men are like uncharted territory. They think differently, act differently, and most importantly, react differently. A Sigma's response to her game is to simply not engage. Instead of doubling his efforts, he might just do his own thing and wait for her to come around, if she ever does. This lack of reaction might just pique her interest and make her wonder why he's not falling for her games like everyone else. Without the attention she expected, she begins to question her own tactics. Sigma men are confident, self-assured, and incredibly perceptive. They can see through the games and the pretenses. Genuine connection doesn't require mind games. So while she's busy trying to be mysterious, the Sigma man remains grounded, calm, and unfazed. She might try to provoke a reaction, but he might vanish from the radar altogether, leaving her wondering what happened. It's like trying to play chess against someone who doesn't know the rules. You just end up looking silly. When she realizes her tactics aren't working, the situation flips completely. She's no longer the one in control, and he becomes a challenge to conquer instead of a toy to play with. She might find herself thinking about him more, trying to figure him out, and even craving his attention. And that's how Sigma men win the game without even playing. They control their actions and reactions, never letting someone else dictate their moves. Number 2. He never begs or seems desperate. Sigma men never beg women for anything. Simple as that. Begging is a sign of weakness, and these men are far from weak. Imagine a guy always texting, sending flowers, and doing anything just to get a woman's attention. What does that say about him? It screams desperation. When a guy is desperate, it's like he's saying, "Please, please just give me a chance. I'll do anything." That sort of behavior can push people away instead of drawing them closer. Desperation makes him look like he's got nothing better to do, and women pick up on that immediately. But a Sigma would never stoop so low. He's the complete opposite. You won't catch him begging or seeming needy. Sigma men know their worth and don't need to prove it by chasing after someone who plays hard to get. Desperation just isn't in their playbook. While some may think playing hard to get is cute or flirty, Sigma men see it as a red flag. It's a sign that maybe she's not that serious about the relationship and enjoys stringing people along for her own amusement. And when they sense this, they're more likely to walk away than beg for her attention. Think about it. When you don't seem desperate, you appear strong, independent, and self-reliant. That's what Sigma men are all about. While everyone else is chasing, they're walking at their own pace and doing their own thing. It's not a matter of pride. It's just how they operate. The harder she plays, the more independent he becomes. That's why Sigma men are always a step ahead in this game. Number 3. He just smiles and walks away without a second thought. Have you ever watched a movie where the hero walks away from an explosion, all cool and collected? That's kind of how a Sigma man reacts when a woman tries to play hard to get. She's trying to act all mysterious and aloof, expecting him to start chasing her like a lovesick puppy. But instead of chasing her, he just gives a knowing smile and walks away without even looking back. The Sigma man has a radar for detecting games, and he doesn't buy into any of it. She thinks acting distant will make him go crazy, but it really doesn't. He values his peace of mind over the chase. So while she's busy planning her next move, wondering why he hasn't texted or called, he's already moved on to bigger and better things. Maybe he's at the gym working out, or just hanging out with friends. The point is, he's not sitting around waiting for her to give him attention. The most intriguing part, his nonchalance makes him even more attractive. When he walks away without a care, it shows confidence and control. This reaction baffles her. She's used to guys who beg for attention. But the Sigma man is different, and that difference makes her curious. Number 4. He understands her game, but he plays by his own rules. When a woman is playing hard to get, Sigma men know exactly what's going on. They understand the psychology behind the game. Many women think that by acting distant, they can make a guy chase harder. And you know what? It usually works, just not on Sigma men. These guys are like mind readers when it comes to these games. They see right through the tactics and stay one step ahead. Sigma men follow their own script, one that's totally different from what women expect. Instead of chasing or trying to win her over when she pulls away, they simply let her go. They don't let her behavior affect their actions or emotions. They don't get caught up in the drama. And they definitely don't change the rules just because she's trying to control the game. They're playing a different game altogether. Why does this work? Because most women don't know how to handle a man who won't chase them. They're used to guys who double text, call nonstop, or try everything to get their attention. But when a Sigma man steps back, it catches them off guard. This curiosity can drive her wild and make her want to know him even more. Women don't like feeling like they're not in control, and Sigma men definitely take the reins in this situation. The Sigma mindset is built on self-assurance and independence. Their confidence comes from within, not from how others see them. That's the key. They know their worth and don't feel the need to prove it by reacting to every little game. He's unpredictable, and that's what keeps her interested. She can't quite figure him out, and that's the best part. He's not playing her game, he's playing his own. And that's when the bulb clicks in her head, and she realizes this man is not like the rest. This unpredictability flips the script entirely, and she might be into him now without even knowing why. Number 5. He is unapologetically himself, with or without her. Do you know that feeling when you've been playing a game and suddenly realize you've been playing it wrong? That's what it's like for women who play hard to get with a Sigma man. He doesn't change who he is just because she's playing games. Not at all. Sigma men are all about being unapologetically themselves, whether she's interested or not. While some men get anxious, trying to decipher the clues and signals, the Sigma man stays true to who he is. He doesn't put on an act, play games, or pretend to be someone he's not. He's not adjusting his behavior to impress her, nor is he spending sleepless nights overthinking her every move. He's simply being himself and letting things unfold naturally. His routine doesn't change. His goals and ambitions remain the same. It's like he's saying, "This is me. Take it or leave it." Women notice this. They're used to men who change their behavior to please them. But a Sigma man stands his ground. If she's playing hard to get, that's her game, not his. He's too busy living his life to let someone else's tactics throw him off course. So, what's the outcome? Oftentimes, she becomes more intrigued. She sees his unwavering confidence, his steadfast nature, and his genuine character. This isn't a tactic. It's his way of life. He doesn't force things, doesn't put on a mask. He's himself, unapologetically. And that's the game changer. By being real, the Sigma man becomes even more attractive. It's not about the chase for him. It's about living authentically. So she can play all the games she wants, but he's not budging. He's confidently being himself, with or without her. Number 6. If it's meant to be, she'll come around. Have you ever tried catching a cat? The more you chase it, the more it runs away. But if you're sitting still with some food in your hand, eventually the cat's curiosity takes over, and it comes to you. This is exactly how Sigma men approach those women who play hard to get. Sigma men don't waste time running after someone who isn't giving them the time of day. They believe strongly in the idea that if something is meant to happen, it will. They don't bend over backward to win someone's favor because they have faith in destiny. If it's supposed to work out, it will, without forcing it. While other guys might see playing hard to get as a challenge, Sigma men see it as a sign that this person may not be the right fit for them. They don't want to play any games or invest unnecessary energy if the person is not genuinely interested. They have better things to do with their time and focus, so they let the game play out. And you know what? This calm confidence drives women crazy. They're used to guys chasing after them like it's the Olympics. But when a Sigma doesn't do that, it's like a glitch in the system. Because he isn't chasing, he seems mysterious, which only adds to his appeal. It's human nature to be intrigued by what we can't easily get. So instead of pushing her away, his laid-back attitude often pulls her in. This doesn't mean he is cold or indifferent. He's just not desperate. If it's meant to be, she'll come around.